Hey. It's your girl Susanna Santana chiming in. Um, I pray you all are doing good, wherever you may be in this season in your life, near or far. Today's discussion, me speaking my truth, me telling my story, you know. Are y'all ready for it? I mean, I'm ready for it, but this is me being transparent. This is me letting y'all in just a little bit. Um, I'm nervous. I am so nervous because this is kind of like a controversial topic amongst the Hebrew Israelite community. But, you know, I got to be obedient to the Spirit. I'm getting kind of teary eyed now, but God did not give me the spirit of fear, but of power and a sound mind. So we going to step out on faith. And I pray whoever may, you know, stumble across this video, I know it would not be for coincidence, it's for a reason. And I pray it bless you, enlighten you, and minister to you, speak life to you. This is harder than I thought. But I gotta do this. I have to do this. Okay. I'm being transparent with you all. Excuse me if I get a little emotional. I'm still human and I'm still healing. But as you could tell by the title of the video, what I will be talking about, Hebrew Israelite, why I no longer campaign, and what led to me separating from my husband. But I would like for you all to do your homework, and I would like for y'all to look up the word occult and religion. But just to dialogue with you all, I'ma just talk about me for a little bit. So I'm gonna tell you how everything started. Give you a little timestamp and everything. So this video, it might be a little long. But this is me speaking my truth, telling my story. So 2014, I met my husband. 2014, we met at work or whatever. We met, we vibing, we getting to know on each other. Life's great. 2015, between 2015 2016, I was introduced by my boyfriend at the time, who later became my husband, the Hebrew Israelites. And I must say, my spirit bear witness to it. I ain't even finna sit up here and play with you like that. But I am a preacher's child. So with that being said, my foundation was already established. Like, I already knew a lot. I was raised up in the church. My mama, she's Church of God in Christ, Kojic. My daddy, I believe he was Baptist. They got their own church and they Pentecostal. So it's like I know, enough. And I have the spirit of discernment. That's a gift. That's really a gift. It can be bittersweet, but it's a gift because you can foresee things in people you know. So that's that. But back to 2015, 2016. Um, we were already like on this journey together, like, just seeking the truth, just trying to know like what's up. So we basically studied together. But before I met him, I was already studying like Pan Africanism and a lot of different things in my team. But it was too much for me. So I closed that chapter in my life. But back to 2015, 2016, we came across Dr. Hagen. He was like a Pan Africanism, something like that. But it really led us to the Hebrew Israelite. He was introduced to it first, and then he introduced it to me. And like I said, my spirit bear witness with it, because you know it just made sense to why us as so-called black people were having a hard time, according to Deuteronomy 28 chapter. So basically, he was watching Sakari, IUIC, Tallahassee, and whatever else. That's just what I know out the dome. Then, I guess he came across OneBody, and I believe he was introduced to OneBody by watching Sakari, and I believe they linked up. So basically, you know, we were introduced to OneBody. Like I say, he introduced me to OneBody of Dallas, Texas. And when I first seen them, it was just like, dang, like, that's dope. Like, that is so dope how they, witness to people, go door to door. You know how, like, the Jehovah Witness people do? Like, they go door to door and enlighten people or whatever. And then, they preaching about, or they witnessing about how, we got to get back to how it used to be, like royal priesthood, and get back to our roots, basically. And, just basically enlightening people on who they are according to scripture. And I just thought it was just so dope. And like I said, it resonated with me. So, 2017, I got a couple notes just to, reference me so I can stay on track. Because I do not want this video to be all over the place. So, 2017, we got married and I had my son, right? 2018, we trying our best to keep these feast days. We congregating with just me and him. We enlightening our parents. We separated ourselves from our parents. And, we basically burnt a lot of bridges. We burnt a whole heap of bridges. We burnt bridges. I'm going to just keep it 1K. Like I say, this me speaking my truth. So, here comes 2019. Fast forward to 2019. Mid-June, we finally transitioned to Dallas, Texas. So in the process of us transitioning, commuting to Dallas, Texas, we had a lot of red flags. You hear me? We had a lot of red flags. But us being optimistic, staying positive, encouraging each other, laughing about it, really, we enduring hardship as a good soldier. Cool. But the reason why I say we ignored so many red flags is because in the process of us moving from Valdosta to Dallas, Texas, we left Valdosta, Georgia, and we moved to Dallas, Texas. We went over at least 4 or 5 states. So in the process of us moving, first on one of our vehicles, the tire blew out while it was on the trailer. So, my husband at that time, thank God he was a handyman. Like, all praises that, he was good with his hands. So he, changing the tire, boom. So we back on it. So as we continue to travel, um, no. After he changed the tire, he was going into the other car to get something. The hood, no, the trunk wasn't closed. So that was that. Then, we driving along. Then the car ran hot. Like, it was just so many red flags. But like I say, we was, felt like we was just being tried and true. So we like, we laughing it off. We both encouraging each other, and boom, that's that. So 2019, stepping into the building of OneBody in Yahawashi school, um, it was okay. But I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. So we first visited the school, um, like February of 2019. And when I visited the school, I did not feel welcome by the sisters. I did not feel welcome. It was two older sisters who, welcomed me, and they gave me their number, and I stayed in contact with them, vice versa, encouraging them, exhorting one another. But my husband at the time was just ecstatic about, the brotherhood, feeling welcome, feeling loved, all that. Me, on the other hand, I was salty because I didn't get that. I didn't get that. But when we was leaving from Dallas, Texas, before we left, he stopped by the school and, you know, conversed with the brews, and then one of the brothers um was talking with my husband at that time, and you know me and his wife started talking, so they exchanged numbers, and me and his wife started talking, and that's how that happened. And she was around my age, maybe a little older. So as time go on, back to 2019 when we're in the building, um we walked into like a wave of people leaving, you know so when they leave, us walking in the blind, basically the blind leading the blind, they basically told us to cut our communication off with these individuals, and whoop de whoop, whoop de whoop. So, me being new, you know, I'm just doing what I'm told, because it's like, okay, well, maybe they did something bad. I don't know, I don't want no parts of it, so I'm just do what I'm told. So later on in 2019, I began to see stuff really for myself. Like, I'm being silent about it because I'm a very observant person. Anybody who know Tanner, they know Tanner is very observant and watchful. So I started beginning to put the pieces to the puzzle myself about what's going on, the hypocrisy, the contradiction, but I'm minding my business, basically. So 2019, as the world turned, 2020 was basically an eye opener for everybody. Like, the veil was lifted. You hear me? Because it was a world pandemic. Like, you couldn't go nowhere, you couldn't do nothing. It was a shortage on food, water. Like, it was a shortage or whatever. So 2020 was a hell of a year for me. Spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. It was just a hell of a year. Okay. So 2020, um, it was a lot going on. It was a lot going on. in my life. Like, for real, it was a lot going on. But 2020, the school started really evolving. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was a lot of wisdom and knowledge that was being brought forth. Not saying it was all accurate. You know what I'm saying? Like, but me being a humble individual, you know, a lot of stuff didn't sit right with my spirit. But to keep peace, because my husband at that time became part of leadership, but I would ask him a lot of stuff, and he would just tell me, like, don't be rebellious, like, and I'm not trying to go against what I'm being told, but I'm the type of person, why? Like, I'm that's me. Why? Like, what sense does it make? Like, this, that, and the third. So 2020, they started bringing out, basically, women can't wear makeup. They was already talking about not wearing weave. That wasn't our custom. um don't arch your eyebrows. Take the earrings out your ear. Don't wear fingernail polish. It was just a lot coming out that really just did not bear witness with my spirit, because as we all know, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. Like, everything been tampered with. Even the Bible been tampered with. I said what I said. So all this stuff coming out, and I'm just like, this ain't right. It's just not right. But I was very quiet, you know, because I was already in the hot seat for being me. Basically, like, just, I guess it's my aura, because they told me that I always looked at me and I didn't smile. Like, no, it ain't that. It's just, I see y'all for who y'all are. Like, y'all the modern day scribes and Pharisees. Like I said what I said. Um, it was just so much going on in 2020. But I know I was going through a lot behind closed doors in my marriage. So basically, I sought out counsel. And Psalms 11 and 14, where no counsel is, the people fall, and where there's a multitude of counselors, you're in the safety. So there was an incident where my husband at that time was dibbling and dabbling in infidelity. Infidelity ain't always having sex. I'm gonna just put that out there. So don't even go there. But it was that. So I went to counsel and I expressed my sentiments to them on the phone. But he had told me not to go to counsel. But the reason why I went against what he said, because I felt like he just didn't want them to know, to be shunned upon. And I didn't have no intentions on, trying to make him look bad. It's like, I really just want to fix this. I want my marriage to work. So I go to counseling, and I wish I would have listened to him. But I went to counseling, and it's like 4 people on the phone. So I'm expressing what happened, and the bishop at that time was basically telling me, like, oh, you was belligerent and woot the woot and keep that shit in your house. Like, just going in on me. So I just got quiet, because at this point, like, I'm disturbed. Like, I'm appalled, because the bishop, as they say, our spiritual leader, our spiritual father, is telling me how I was, and he wasn't even there. So it's like, them boys say this and them boys say that, but it's like, honestly, y'all don't know me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what my husband at that time was telling them, but y'all don't know me. You know what I'm saying? Like, at this time in my life, I was lost. I'm going to just keep it 1K because I was conformed into something that I was not. Like, I've always been a very intuitive person. Like, I am a spiritual being. Like, you know, God blessed me with these gifts. I didn't ask for them, and I don't take them for granted. So, this man really going off on me, then, you know, the deacons, you know, they putting their 2 cents in and basically trying to make it seem like I'm hostile and I probably, you know, pushed him to do what he did. It was just like, what? So it was just a lot going on right there. Then on top of that, them boy made a class about the counseling session. So that was in like June 2020. My parents had came. Like, it was just a lot going on. It was just a lot of foolishness, a lot of he say, she say, they say, I heard. It was just a lot of mess. And excuse me when I say that, it was a lot of nigga mess. Like, niggas just being niggas, but y'all got these titles, you know, y'all got y'all doctrine. And to be real with you, Hebrew Israelite ain't no different from the Christianity church. The only difference may be it ain't no dance, it ain't no shouting, it ain't no music. Other than that, it's the same thing. It was just a lot in 2020, you know, that I experienced with the leadership. So, you know, we crossed that hump. Then it was another hump I had to cross in like August, maybe. Like August of 2020. My sister, my big sister, you know who you are. You a subscriber. You know what we went through. You know, you upheld me, I upheld you, you encouraged me, vice versa. I'm not gonna put you out there. But like, we had went through an incident. It was like a feast of a new moon, and it was a lot of murmuring about this particular sister and the move that she made in her life. You know, they was trying to hinder her growth. You know, whatever she wanted to do, it was just an issue, it was a problem. So, you know, it was just, I was just basically putting sis on game. Like, they been murmuring about you, you know, leadership. So, like I say, it was a lot of hypocrisy and contradiction among the camp. And it just, like, I was just ready to go in June. Like, when I experienced what I experienced for myself. Like, it's different when you see something happen to somebody else. But when it happened to you, it hit totally different. So I was already ready to go, because it's like, nah, bro, like, this don't sit right with my spirit. Like, I ain't holding no grudge, but it's like, nah, like, I see why them other people left when we came. Like, I get it. But like I say, me trying to play this position, play this role. Like I said, my husband at the time was in leadership, an officer over however many, I don't know. And I feel as though he was used to, he was basically used as well. Like, because I feel like they had everything planned, you know. But he was an officer, so I'm basically just going with the motion. Like, I don't want to be here. Like, I don't want to be here. I'm over this. Like, I'm over this, because to be real with you, you know, y'all some BS. Like, that's like, y'all some BS. Like, y'all ain't no different from the church folks. Like, y'all ain't no different. So then the deacon at that time, Used to ask me like, do you want to be here? Like, what's wrong? I'm good. Like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because at this time, it's like, I don't know who to trust. Like, I can't even trust my own spouse because he throwing me under the bus. He going back telling what I say. And it's just like, bro, like, we came here together. Like, don't forget who you came here with. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't got no family, no friends. We came here for the truth, right? So that's that. And like I say, like, I really pretty much suffered in silence because I spoke my truth. I went to the counselors, they made a class basically saying like, oh, it's not about y'all, it's other people going through the same thing. Whether they may be, but don't make no class about it and give examples. Like, don't do that. So that's that. Then fast forward to later on down the line, you know, 2020, December 2020, I left my husband. I left that school, OneBody in Yahawashi, Dallas, Texas. I left my husband without looking back. I took off running. I hit the ground running because it was a lot of witchcraft, mind manipulation. And if y'all don't know, mind manipulation is a form of witchcraft. Training people to think like, oh, we got 100% of the truth. And if you don't do this and if you don't do that, and it was just too much control. Like, the men had so much control and they was so domineering. Then it's like we had to get permission from the men to do something, which, all things must be done decently and in order. Like, that wasn't the problem. It's just the fact that when the sisterhood did come together, like, we did have a good time. Like, we really didn't do too much, sewing classes. And one sister, she had the idea to do something different outside the box. She had mentioned about having a sisters branch, which was dope, of course. But we didn't really do too much because we couldn't do nothing. The woman's supposed to keep silent in the church. The woman's supposed to be seen and not heard, which I totally agree with. But we could not do literally nothing. But it's like be a slave to our lords. So, like I said, I went to counsel about what I was dealing with behind closed doors. You know, not to make him look bad, not to embarrass him. Like, I really want my marriage to work. So when they did what they did, it was just like, it put a salty taste in my mouth. Like, I was already seeing stuff for what it was, but it's just like when they did that, it's like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm ready to go home. But being that, like I told you, he was in leadership, the officer over however many, don't know. I stayed. I beat the bullet. I stayed. I had this facade up. I made it look good. But I was very miserable. I was unhappy. I was just, I was hurt. And then, they love to say, oh, the woman, the weaker vessel, and whoop, 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 which is true. But it's like, at the same time, like, I come from man. So with that being said, if I'm weak, you weak. Period. Like I said what I said. But it was just so much contradiction and hypocrisy. But back to why I left my husband, because like I say, infidelity, um, deceit, disloyalty. And I'm not trying to bash him because I wasn't no saint either. I'ma just keep it 1K, but at the same time, like, I wasn't doing none of the stuff that he was doing. Like, I wasn't doing it. Like, I was a stay-at-home mom with 2 children. I forgot to tell y'all, I had a daughter in 2019 while I was in Texas. She was born in Texas. So, yeah, I was a stay-at-home mom. I was a stay-at-home mom with two children. Um, didn't have no type of income. Just pretty much depending on my husband at that time for everything. Um, I started like a little lip balm business. You know, I enjoy doing that. And it was an issue at one point, kind of, sort of, because I didn't have a Facebook. I still don't have a Facebook till this day. So I remember it was at a feast day. The bishop basically was like, I need to get a Facebook. And I'm just listening to him like, okay, you know, but I knew that I wasn't going to do that because y'all not finna control me. Like, I'm not finna be on Facebook just pushing one body, one body, one body. You know what I'm saying? And they be quick to say like, oh, if you leave the truth, you know, you wicked. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a lot. But I had told one sister that I was leaving. Like, I already knew that I was leaving. Because I had got so fed up with that organization, OneBody, and what I was dealing with behind closed doors. So she already knew. She kept it a secret. But it's like when I left, you know, everybody knew. A lot of the stuff was people bearing false witness, people murmuring about what they didn't know about, people putting out false stories. You know, it was a lot. But like I say, I'm speaking my truth. Like I said, this video was not to bash nobody or anything, but this is just part one. And I must say, to answer your question, because I know a lot of y'all probably asking, yes, I am a single parent. Like, I'm legally married and I'm legally separated. And I'm a single parent. And it's okay. I accept it. I'm doing it. And I'm growing through all of this. And I thank God for my journey because this is my truth. This is my document. And like I say, whoever come across this video, I just pray it bless you and it help you. But I'm going to start right here and I might give y'all a part two. Susanna Santana, I was checking in, but now I'm checking on. I love y'all. Keep me in your prayer. Infinite peace, love, light, and balance.